calculate the volume of each prism. There's two key words here. Number one, they've told you that you need to calculate the volume. So we know we need to look at our formula sheet, and on the back is where all the formulas are for volume. And then we're also told that each of these are prisms. So the first thing we're going to do is identify the first shape. What kind of prism is that cereal box? This is a rectangular prism. That's the first thing you want to do, is identify the object. Number two, let's look at our formula sheet. We have a length, we have a width, and we have a height. What is the formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism? And you can take a highlighter and highlight it. Excellent. Let's write that down. Volume equals, you see L, W, and H. And as you know, when you have variables next to each other, the operation is multiplication. We're not going to put times in between those because then it looks like a variable. So length times width times height. That's step two. Figure out the formula. In the rectangular prism here, we have to figure out, okay, what's the length, what's the width, and what's the height? So let's start with the height. Here's our cereal box. We have 18.6, 7, and 29 centimeters. Which one represents the height? Yes, 29. So let's label that H. We know H is 29. We're going to plug that in after. What is the length? The length is 18.6. So then obviously what's the width? So I want you to label that. So we're going to plug them in. The length is 18.6. We can put it in brackets to show multiplication. Times the width, times 7, times the height, 29. That's it. Got a calculator? Multiply them. 3,775.8. Will that give you full marks if that's what you write as your answer? No. What is the unit? Excellent. Centimeters cubed. And if you want to put a little note on your formula sheet, whenever we are calculating volume, it's always whatever the unit is and then cubed. Okay, so question B. What's the first step? Identify the object. What kind of geometric figure is this? Okay. This is a triangular prism. What is the formula for a triangular prism? Volume equals base times length times height divided by 2. The formula for volume of a triangular prism is basically what you're doing is you're calculating the area of the base. The base is a triangle. Okay? It's the area of the base times the height of the prism. So I just kind of gave you an answer here.
It's like base times height divided by 2 from one side.
Yes. Base times height divided by 2, which gives you the area of the triangle. We know area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And then you have to take all that and multiply it by the height of the prism. So this is actually the height of the prism. So I want everyone to write that down. This is the height. Okay. The length, like what you asked, the length is the, sorry, what was I going to say here? The length is the base length of the triangle. This is the length of the triangle. It's the base length of the triangle. It goes from here to here. What's the base of the triangle? What's the base of the triangle?
Oh, the shape.
2.5, yes. So this is base times length. Okay, the reason why they use L is because then you have to multiply that by the height. It's the height of the prism. It's not the height of the triangle, it's the height of the prism. This, I know this is kind of confusing, but the L is basically the height of the triangular base. Does that make sense? Think of this as the formula of, that's how you find the area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2. And then you take all of that and you multiply it by the height of the prism. Let's plug in the numbers now. What's B? Excellent. 2.5. What's L? 2.2. And what's H? 3.2. and we're gonna take all that and divide it by 2. So I want you guys to calculate it now. So you have to multiply your numerator. Multiply these values together first and then divide them by 2. Okay, so the numerator is 17.6, and then we divide that by 2 and we get 8.8 centimeters. Oh, this is not centimeters. Meters. What? So the volume equals 8.8 meters cubed. And the volume of that one was